All right. So we're going to try something a little bit new. A lot of news going on. And seems like it's crazy to decipher. So figured, everybody else has got these morning news shows. Why not? Let's do a little daily discussion. So just pulled together some stuff on a Feedly app. I've been going through, trying to find some really interesting, points to kind of bring up and focus on. Some stuff good, some stuff bad. A lot of noise, a lot to kind of walk through. Not sure exactly if any of it is going to be relevant for everyone. So let me see if I can decipher it. Some interesting things that I find actually right here. So first off, Dark Rhino looks like a small SMB VC MSP shop out in Ohio. Ponied up and started working together with Round Stone Management, captive. Basically, these guys doing insurance, specifically around healthcare, which I find kind of interesting. But this is a bigger trend that I'm seeing and definitely working on with some insurance partners of side channels that I think is going to net out into the larger scheme. So you've got a big issue with underwriting and a lot of insurance not truly understanding cyber risk. And when you're looking for insurance, you're looking at your broker, you're looking at your insurance agent, you're looking at your carrier to really be the expert in that space that they gave you underwriting on, right? I mean, ideally, they actually understand the space that they are working in and can actually give you that type of feedback, about what your actual risk is. So lo and behold, we come into cyber and a lot of underwriters, a lot of groups, a lot of teams don't really understand it. So here we got a prime example, right? And this is happening more and more in the space of SMBs, VC, so smaller shops who are focused on and really understand cybersecurity, working with insurance brokers, carriers, and others to actually get that type of capability into the insured's hands. And oh my God, like the example I always use is, it's like getting ADT on your house. Like I need it, I want it, I'll pay a little bit more for it. I feel a lot better once I have it in place, but I'm working with ADT, ideally security specialists, not my broker. My broker knows that, from an insurance perspective, I will be a better risk if I have ADT on my house. I might get a reduction in my premium, but that reduction is never going to completely offset the total cost of actually putting ADT in my house. Know what I expected. So I think what we're seeing in cyber is this exact same thing where I'm now working with a provider who can actually give me insight, do a risk assessment, give me guidance, help me implement better security for my business. And ideally, I'm getting them at a reduced rate because I went through my insurance provider. Conversely, I'm now getting actual, better premiums, better coverages from my insurance agent because I can start proving that I'm a better risk. So great to see another small MSSP. I've never heard of them, but congrats to them and getting this out. I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening as things kind of move on. Another interesting article, always kind of the points of the CISO is I want to see it at the table and everyone's kicking and screaming until they have it. I swear sometimes folks, most people don't deserve that seat at the table, but you want to be there anyway. I think the biggest component out of all of this is really, are you capable of actually being able to articulate what's going on with who you're working with and who you actually, are dealing with at an insurance, or I'm sorry, at the board. Like, should you be there? Can you actually talk to them? If you can't, you work on that until you can actually, get get that type of conversation going and you actually feel pretty comfortable with it. Looks like we had a little issue with our restream, but
At an insurance, or I'm sorry.
there we go. I guess it is working. LinkedIn always throwing me for loops with whether or not live streaming actually works. So thanks. I will post, like I will on an ongoing basis, the Feedly link to this so you can catch up on all of these points that I'm trying to bring up and go over. But, some pretty good information here. I mean, pretty standard. Leveling up, right? Boards need to be doing more. They need to be vigilant. They need to insist on best practices. This seems like a pretty standard ask for any organization with a board, anyone who has that type of overview or executive insight. seems like this is kind of status quo. Whether or not the CISO is going to be at the table, I think largely depends on whether or not they're capable of actually holding the conversation. But like Lexology kind of pointed out here in an article, there is a rising increase in data breaches, companies being aware of them. Companies should be asking more about what are we doing to actually, thwart these kind of threats, reduce the risks and such. So good to see more articles coming out. Hopefully we get more players who can actually be capable of sitting at the table. One of the last ones I'll check on here, which I just found really interesting. It was a blog by Ty over at CyberHoot. What I found really interesting, not so much what, this is a pretty kind of self-serving article, hey, please go use, our organization type of a thing. But I always get we're a small business, we're not really targeted, what do we need to worry about? There seems to be an issue with the QNAP products, and a lot of SMBs are using, NAS devices and the like. Here's just a prime example of kind of knowing your asset inventory, knowing what you have, and being able to actually, you can't protect what you don't know exists. Here is a prime example for small businesses to just at least start doing asset inventory, taking account of what they actually have. Seems that there were a significant amount of NAS devices directly available over the internet, which led to the Deadbolt ransomware kind of reaching out. So again, kind of from an SMB space, yes, you are a target merely by the presence of your existence and being attached to the internet. So, again, take an inventory, do some work in that space. Hey, this is Brian. I gotta get going. It's the day. I will post this Feedly link down into the link below, so you can access this. And as we update more and more as the days and weeks go on, hopefully you find it useful. Please drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think. And we'll be back with other fun things from the CISO life. I'm Brian Haugli. Thanks for watching.